Merida really reminds me of New Orleans in a sense. So if you're here traveling on vacation or you're thinking about relocating to Merida, this is definitely going to be your favorite video. Hola amigos, me llamo Shwilde. Welcome to this channel. Today I'll be talking about at least 20 things that you can do in Merida, Mexico. Vámonos, Lego. So before we get started, make sure you like the video, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to do those things. It really helps me a lot, y'all. I put a lot of time and effort into my videos for y'all. So just show a little bit of appreciation, okay? Just hit the like button. It doesn't even hurt you. But anyway, things to do in Merida, okay? There are so many things to do in Merida. Okay, so the first thing that I would definitely recommend you all to do when you get here is to visit the beaches, right? There's more than one beach in Merida. I'm just newly discovering a few others, but the most popular is Progresso Beach, okay? It's easy to find. Your Uber or your DD drivers won't have troubles finding this location because, like I said, it's popular. It's popular on tourists as well as the natives, you know, the locals. So Progresso Beach not only is pleasurable to look at, it's serene, it's beautiful. I've already created a vlog where I pretty much just like went to Progresso and something very special happened to me that day. So check out the vlog if you're interested, so you can at least see what it's like and, you know, kind of feel, you know, all the vibes and whatnot. But Progresso Beach has a lot of other attractions besides the beach, right? There is a museum there. There is an area called El Deck, and in El Deck there's like a Ferris wheel. You can, you pay a little bit of small fee, whatever, and you basically ride the rides. And there is like, I think bumper cars are called, I think we call them crazy cars. I don't know, but yeah, either one. Bumper cars, crazy cars, yeah. And a lot of people go out there, like the locals, they go out there to fish and stuff like that.
Oh, bonito. No. Oh. Wow.
So El Deck is on one end of Progresso and the museum is on the other end, the opposite end. So I recommend you guys, if you like privacy, to bring your own tent or your own shade, or if you okay with, you know, just being around a whole bunch of people, then you'll be fine in Progresso. But if you're like me, you like a little bit of privacy, I advise you to bring your own shade and whatnot, and just kind of walk toward the museum area. Like around that area, it seems like there's like not a lot of people that hang out in that area, but like the main parts of Progresso, like going toward the El Deck, it's like a lot of people that be over there. So it's like, I like my privacy, so I like to go on the other end, which is like the end where the museum is located. Now in this particular beach, there will be people trying to sell you things. Like I said, you might want to check out the vlog so you can kind of get the vibes. It's totally not, it's like, it's so not like Cancun. Like if you've been to Cancun, you know it's not like Cancun. There will be people trying to constantly sell you stuff. And also, like, one thing I do like about Progresso is that there is restaurants. There's like maybe like over 50 restaurants there that you don't have to like go and order any food or anything like that. You know, when I went to Cancun, I don't know what's the part that I went to in Cancun, but there was like no restaurants or whatever, and there was like nobody trying to sell you something. But maybe you went to a different part of Cancun, I don't know. But like I said, there's restaurants there that will like literally serve you food and drinks and like things like that. You can like literally rent out a chair or a hut. That way you don't have to burn up by the, you know, in the sun. And they will actually serve you. Basically, you could have a waiter. You could have a waiter. They'll give you a menu and everything else. If you want to see how it really is, like I said, watch that vlog, because like literally I showed y'all everything about Progresso Beach. So I definitely recommend Progresso Beach if you're a first timer, because especially like come on the weekend, because during the weekend there's like these traditional dances that they do in Progresso. There's a lot of other attractions that goes on that I don't see personally on a weekday, but I see these things going on a weekend. Like I've seen on beach massages for like, I don't know, like $15 or something like that a minute, or I don't know, for 30 minutes or something like that. So yeah, so I advise you guys to go on the weekend, like I said, to Progresso to see all of these different attractions. All right, and I know there's probably some things I'm forgetting. Like one thing, you can get on a little tour bus. Okay, so Progresso has like so many activities that you can do, and I recommend anybody who's first timers, go to Progresso. Even though there are other beaches in the area like Chichen Itza and the Pig Beach, that's two beaches I recently discovered. and they were amazing, don't get me wrong, but they have nothing on Progresso, nothing, okay? But if you're looking for more of like a privacy, I would check out those beaches instead. If you have like a child and you're kind of concerned about your child drowning in the water, or if you have a baby and you want to help your baby learn how to swim or whatever, I recommend Pig Beach, because the water levels are not, the sea levels are not as high as Progresso and Chicxulub. So I definitely recommend you to go there. Now, and Chicxulub, there is like a port where a lot of the locals, they fish.
No?
No, it's mucho dinero, pero it's crazy. All right, so they fish there. There's not a lot of shade in Chicxulub, but in Pig Beach, it's the same thing. Like I said, y'all, if y'all just bring your own tent, buy a tent or something like that, you'll have a lot more. I think you would enjoy the beaches a little bit more if you're a private person. If you don't really care, you're an extroverted person, it shouldn't bother you, but you still would need shade in those particular beaches in Chicxulub as well as Progresso. I mean, well, in Progresso you don't need it, but if it's like a full day, you will need your own shade or whatever. But that depends if there's a lot of people there and all the huts are like occupied or whatnot. Like if y'all in Progresso Beach, I highly recommend y'all to go to Zulu. Oh my god, it was like the best experience I ever had, like the best restaurant I ever had, like eating here. Like since this I'm getting tongue tied, because that was like the best restaurant I ever had experienced before. Like the food quality, like the chef, I had to actually meet the chef. That's how good it was. And I'm like, I'm a little food critic or whatever, but like I recommend y'all to eat there. I'm not getting sponsored or anything, but I had to meet the chef. The chef was he was a Mexican man. He actually trained in California, and I'm like, maybe that's why the food tastes good. I don't know. Californians, they're all about their health and all of that stuff. Like there's an area called Palacio Mateo, and I'm probably saying that wrong, but I'll put it on the screen for y'all. But it's a really nice, interesting area. I find that it's like I would like to consider it to be like the upscale area of Merida, like, you know, where the rich people are type of thing. It reminds me so much of like the French Quarter area. If you ever been to New Orleans, like the French Quarter area, how it is, it kind of reminds me of that, right? There's carriages, horse carriages and whatnot. There's monuments, and there's a famous monument that you may have seen in probably everything advertised regarding Merida. It's called the Monument to the Fatherland. That statue is literally everywhere. So it's in Palacio Mateo. Basically, you just type in Monument to the Fatherland. A lot of tourists like to go there to take pictures and whatnot. And like right across the street, there's a McDonald's, and there is love chairs, and there's a sign that says Merida. So you can go there, take pictures and whatnot, and just like look at the history if you're in Palacio Mateo, and then like go eat at one of the restaurants or whatever. Like doing that area like at nighttime, it's like when I recommend you guys to go, because there's no sun, there's not a lot of shade in that area, but there are trees. So I recommend you guys to go at night, because there's like a lot of activities that goes on in that area at night.
Aplauso, maravillosa interpretación. Jaguares danzantes en este escenario de esta noche mexicana.
It's really hot in Merida, so the nightlife really is like, it gets popped. Okay, there are zoos in Merida. I just posted a video. Check that out. The link is right here. You see the car pop up or whatever. After this video, of course, don't click off right now. But yeah, we went to the zoo, and yeah, it was a really nice, a great experience. There's like 4 of the zoos in Merida. You definitely want to check them out if you can, but I do recommend the one that we went to, because there was a lot of shade here. It's like close in El Central, so if you're in El Central, you live around the area, your hotel or your Airbnb is in the area, then yeah, you definitely probably want to go to that particular location. Museums, as I stated before, like in Progresso there is a museum, but there is another museum that's really popular. It's the Mayan Museum. Basically, you just type in Google Mayan Museum, it will give you directions and tell you what it's about and yada yada yada. I haven't personally been yet, so that's why I don't really have footage of it yet, but I will be going. So definitely want to subscribe to the channel if you want to see me do things like that in Merida, so y'all can know where to go and you know what to do when you get here to Merida. Movies, there's plenty of movie theaters in Merida. Now if you do not speak Spanish that well, there are videos in English, there are movies in English, but you have to like look online for them, or sometimes if you go to the movies and you will see that they will actually have English subtitles for some of the videos. In some of the movies, they have in English. It's just in English but with Spanish subtitles. So malls, there are plenty of malls in Merida. Like there is like plazas is mall. There's like mini plazas, there's like grand plazas. I think the biggest mall here is the Galleria. There's like ice skating there. You will see some American stores.
It was like a robot.
Liverpool, no.
Galerías.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, there's so many malls. I just like there's like new malls that I'm discovering that I didn't know that was here. But yeah, malls. And sometimes you will look up and find American stores or Canadian stores or wherever you're from. And sometimes, you know, you may not be. So that's just definitely something that you want to do. You know, the American thing, right, to do is to shop, right? So yeah, there's shopping available. And then of course in the malls there are like restaurants and things like that. And most of the malls, like I feel like the malls in Merida, they're not normal. And I'm saying that because there are like so many activities that are inside of the malls that I never saw like in the USA. Like for instance, you can bring your dogs in there. Sometimes there's games and like gyms and all that for the dogs, and there's like gyms and toys and stuff like that for the kids. Lifestyle. And this mall was not normal because like this mall had like you can do like skiing, you can do like the different activities and all that, and they had like a little fair connected to the mall as well. So it's like the malls are just like not malls here, they're like fairs, if you will. Another thing you could do in Merida is find a cenote. And what a cenote is, it's like an underground pool basically. It's like literally underground. If y'all seen the movie Black Panther 2 Wakanda Forever, you'll notice that the opposing character, his family and whatnot, they were in an underground pool. That's pretty much what a cenote is. And this movie is so incredible because it actually mentioned the Mayans, and they actually mentioned Merida in the movie, just in case you didn't know that. So there are like so many parks in Merida, and sometimes the parks have like exercising equipment attached to them. And like I said, this is like a family orientated town, so they're always gonna have something to do for the families and the dogs, like in the kids. Like it's always something to do for the families and kids. Like so sometimes on the weekends in these parks there's something called the flea markets, and I don't know how to say that in Spanish, but it's a flea market. Literally, it's like people, the locals selling stuff. Like sometimes they sell juices, food. I've seen people sell fish and plants and hair. And it's like, you know, you just definitely want to check it out. It's a family fun activity. Definitely want to go bowling. There's bowling alleys here. Yeah, I think I have only seen one, and I never really looked for one. Maybe we can get together next week and do that. But look out for the blog. So bowling, you can go bowling, and pretty much anything that you have in your country. There's here in Merida, like this very family orientated town, and there's always activities to do for the family. You can go into Google and type in Mayan Ruins. You can visit the Mayan Ruins, and what's so cool about that is like there's so many of them. I have a goal of like literally visiting all of the Mayan ruins as much as I possibly can, because there's so many, and there's like more that they're recently discovering. So yeah, that's something that you can do. You just type it in Google and they will give you an address, and you can go and you basically, you know, just read the archaeological notes that they, of course you can do like regular things like get your nails done. Any beauty salon stores here, and if you do not know how to speak Spanish, it's okay, you can use Google Translation. And you know, that's what I did. Y'all know, check out my vlog here when I got my nails and my toes done and whatever, as if you're interested in that particular vlog. But yeah, it's easy. If you're traveling in America, I definitely want to recommend this. Have cash, get cash out of the ATM, get a large amount of cash out, because a lot of the places, restaurants and businesses, they do not accept cards, okay? So, or CASHAPP or anything like that. So just basically get some cash out. Most of the restaurants don't accept it either, but like of course the bigger brands like Walmart, you know, Soriana, and big stores, you know, like that, they will accept cards. But for the most part, like if you see somebody selling cocoa on the side of the road and you want something, they're not going to take CASHAPP or Apple Pay or anything like that. So just have you some cash out, you know. And another thing that you could do with the kids is like take them to a public library. There are many here in Merida. If you all do not speak Spanish, there's an English library here. You just basically type it in Google, English library, and basically you can go there. And I also heard that the English library offers free Spanish classes As for the local people who are thinking about relocating here, I'm not sure on that, but this is what I heard through the grapevine. But like I said, for the restaurants, y'all, that's definitely something that you can do. It's like almost like a sport finding a good restaurant or whatever. Like you made your goal once you found a good restaurant. I try to like push out a lot of videos about different restaurants here because I know how it is. Like me, I'm a big foodie and I love food. So one thing I hate most in the world is like wasting my food. I mean, wasting my money on food that doesn't even taste good. I mean, look good, but it don't taste good. So I tried to share a lot of the restaurants that I found was good so that you guys don't have to waste y'all money. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead and give me a thumbs up for that. And like, you want to subscribe for that because I'm uploading these restaurants via short. So yeah, you gotta be subscribed. And last but not least, of course, you can visit the cities on the outskirts of Merida, like Valladolid, like Izamal, Sistol, Sizal or Sizol, no sé. So yeah, visiting the outskirts of Merida. Of course, I have some vlogs. You guys will see them pop up here and here, and of course they will be in the description box as well. I like visiting the outskirts of Merida. Gives you a different perspective, and they also typically contain a lot of history in those places or whatever. And of course, like the famous Mayan Ruin, Chichen Itza is also located outside of Merida. And if you're in Chichen Itza, if you're in that area, then you might as well just go to Cancun and take a little vacation or whatever. It's 2 hours away from Merida, and also 2 hours away from Merida, Playa del Carmen, which is another popular area. Tulum, which is another popular area. So that's things that you can do in Merida if you're based in Merida.
Another thing that you can do in Merida, Mexico, if you're 18 plus, is visit a casino.
This is why this video is pretty much good for anybody. If you're visiting Merida for the first time, or if you're just like, you know, you want to live here. There's so many things to do in Merida. Like every week, if you want to do something every week in Merida, you can. And one thing I want to definitely recommend you guys to go into Google and type in events in Merida this week or events in Merida today. Sometimes you can go to Eventbrite and look up events there. Sometimes you can go to the Yucatan Times and type in events, local events happening. There's going to be a local event happening, and I would have never known about it unless I Googled, I researched. You understand? It's just like back at home, you Google and search for events. You know what I mean? And sometimes, like you know how, well, in the States, I would just say this. In the States, you will see like advertisements for things and, you know, just from different events, Viva using a telegram, or you will see Viva a billboard. Here in Merida, like it's a little bit different. You will see billboards or whatever, but they also paint their advertisements on the wall. So you will see like some words on the wall, and you will see a date or something like that, or a location. Take a picture of that. If you do not speak Spanish, take a picture of it anyway and translate it via Google Translation. All right, the Google Translation app, okay? Because you can just literally upload a picture there and it will translate Spanish to English right before your eyes. I didn't know that when I first came here, but now you know now. So yeah, there's like events happening all over, everywhere, every day in Merida. Merida really reminds me of New Orleans in the sense that they have a lot of culture, they get a lot of visitors. It's like, it's a tourist attraction basically. So another thing that you can do that doesn't really require any money, but you might want to have money with you, is to visit El Centro. El Centro is literally downtown in Spanish. In Spanish is El Centro, but in English is, you know, downtown. So you want to go downtown. Downtown, it reminds me so much, y'all, of the French Quarters. If you've been to New Orleans, you already know. You know I'm a New Orleans girl, so yeah, you know I gotta represent. But it reminds me so much of the French Quarters, but without the crime and all of that. But there's like so many different shops, so many different activities that goes on. I heard through the grapevine, through a local, that on Monday nights, there are dances. People dance and they do traditional dances. I don't know where that is exactly, but if you know, please comment down below. But if you're in El Centro and you just so happen to hear a lot of music and a lot of commotion going on Monday, like around 8 or 9 o'clock, then that's exactly what's going on. Okay, yeah. So I hope you guys found this video to be very enjoyable. I know it's kind of long, but like the video, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost y'all anything. So I'm going to be giving y'all guys more content, like more content in Merida, about Merida, and in just like my life in general in this beautiful country, this beautiful city. So anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.